It's mid-November, and there's a good handful of teams that have been point spread disaster areas all year in college football. The Texas Longhorns are one of those teams. What do we do when it's mid-November and a team's been an ATS disaster area all year? Is there value on a team like Texas right now, or do you just keep fading them? Let's talk about it. Teddy covers wagertalk.com with a big game breakdown for Saturday night between the hedges, Texas and Georgia. Right now, looking at the Odds Logic live odds screen for this national TV affair. I'm seeing Georgia -6. There are some 5.5s out there. There are some 6.5s out there. But 6, the prevailing number right now. And by the way, I talk about the Odds Logic live odds screen. Get a free trial. All right. You get 7-day all access. And when I say there's 5.5, 6.5s out there, you'll see where all the lines are at any given moment. You'll know which app to open. Hey, I want to play Texas. I can get +6.5 here. Oh, I want to play Georgia. I can lay 5.5 here. Those half points matter. Over 100 bets, over 500 bets, over 1,000 bets. They really matter. OddsLogic.com/Teddy. Free 7-day trial. Georgia -6, 6.5, 5.5. Total 47.5, 48, 48.5, or even 49s out there. Again, that line variance, great for bettors. You don't have to buy half points. You can get them just by shopping around at various books. Anyhow, Georgia's the favorite, less than a touchdown. Total in, let's call it 48, 48.5 range. And this Texas team, again, it's mid-November. They've covered 2 point spreads all season. And one of them came as, 40-point favorites against Sam Houston. Not exactly a comparable spot that they're in this weekend as underdog. When they're not laying more than a field goal, Texas this year. We're not laying more than a touchdown. Texas this year. Lost straight up and against the spread to Ohio State. Lost straight up and against the spread at Florida. Beat Oklahoma by 17 and beat Vandy by 3. And the Vandy one's interesting to talk about because obviously they were up 24 against Vandy going into the fourth quarter and then allowed a 21-0 run out from Vandy. That was right before their bye week. How much do we hold that against Texas? How much do we say, yeah, they were comfortable in control of that game and they looked forward to the bye week? Normal. Teams do that with a big lead sometimes in the fourth quarter. Even Sark teams do that with a big lead in the fourth quarter. But Texas is 4-0 straight up the last 4 games. They've only covered 1 spread against Oklahoma. The last 2 games, they beat Vandy, and Mississippi State in overtime. Are those the 2 weakest defenses in the SEC? Maybe. I'm still telling you flat out, I do not trust Arch Manning against good defenses. Texas off a bye, right? Extra time to prepare. They're in double revenge against this Georgia team. They lost to Georgia last year in the regular season, and then they lost to Georgia again last year in the SEC championship game in overtime by a field goal. I get it. They're off a bye. They're as focused as they could possibly be. The last time they were off a bye, they were also as focused as they could possibly be, and they lost straight up as road favorites in the swamp in Gainesville. Yeah, I don't know that I want Sark with extra time with his team. And again, they lost 30-15 in Austin in the regular season, then 20-19 in overtime. They scored 16 in regulation. So 15-16 this offense put together last year against Georgia. And now it's Arch Manning, who maybe he'll get better. He's not that good. He's not an elite college quarterback right now, certainly not as elite as his name would indicate. Sark is 32-7 in his last 39 at Texas. That being said, of the 7 losses, he's 1-5 against opponents ranked in the top 6 during that span. So that's where the losses have come. Texas just has not been able to step there, like Penn State in that sense. They play well, asked him to step up in class against the real big boys. It hasn't worked out all that well. So, and the biggest issue for Texas, it's not like they're outclassed. It's just execution. They've been consistently unable to execute down the stretch in close games. What happened, for Sark's first couple of years? They lose to TCU, Alabama, Oklahoma in games. They had semifinal setbacks against Ohio State and Washington with the national title game right there for them. They lost to Georgia in the SEC championship game last year. They were trailing by a touchdown. They're at the 2-minute warning against Ohio State. What happens? 4 plays. Bye, we're done. No drive from Arch Manning and company in that ball game. That's been consistently the problem for Texas. Now, they don't have the talent. They just haven't been able to execute down the stretch tight games. And of course, we're talking 6.5 here. Georgia has to win this game by margin in order to cover the number. But you know what? Well, I'll tell you in just a minute what I'm going to do about the Georgia Bulldogs. First, I want to let you know about what's going on right now. We're at wagertalk.com. We got tons of great deals for anyone who's looking to get on board. This time of year is insane. College hoops, NBA, college football, NFL, holidays coming. Let us help you. Partner up. Again, check out the website, wt.buzz/TC, or just visit wagertalk.com. I encourage you, don't get on board with the play. If you want to get on board, find a package. Right now, we got a great 10-day deal for less than $100. If you want to try what we can do together, check it out. And of course, watching this video, we appreciate those likes very much. Appreciate the comments, appreciate the follows. If you haven't done so already, why aren't you following Wager Talk TV on YouTube? 250,000. We're approaching 250,000 followers right now, which is, again, we started with 0. We're putting out good content every single day. If you haven't subscribed, you get instant alerts every time these videos go live. And of course, hit that like button. Appreciate it very, very much. Georgia's 8-1. All right. Their only loss came by a field goal against Alabama. And yet the betting markets, again, you're getting credit here. But I feel like right now, Georgia, of these two teams, is still the undervalued commodity. Texas has been overvalued. I asked at the beginning of this video, what do we do with a team that hasn't covered numbers all year and still isn't covering numbers? My answer to that is, I ain't backing them until they'll show me they can cover numbers. And I haven't seen that from Texas this season. Count me in as a Georgia believer here. Bulldogs or pass for this better on Saturday night between the hedges. Thank you so much for watching Wager Talk TV. We appreciate the likes, comments, and follows very, very much. Again, check out my homepage, wt.buzz/TC, or visit the website, wagertalk.com. Best of luck with all your bets, Saturday and beyond. And thank you for watching Wager Talk TV. Cheers.